What will happen if Jorginho joins Manchester United? Hello everyone and welcome to the What If League. Today I'm doing an experiment. What if Manchester United signed Italian midfielder Jorginho from Napoli for £55 million? Of course, Jorginho actually is a Brazilian player who has a second nationality and plays for the Italian national team. And the amount that I have chosen, £55 million, is something that I saw circulating in the media. There have been some rumors that Jose Mourinho is looking for reinforcements for the midfield area at Old Trafford, and Jorginho is one of the names that has been mentioned by the different media outlets. So I decided to go ahead and make an experiment on the topic and see what happens if this transfer truly materializes. So I have done the transfer in the middle of February, which means that Jorginho is not going to be eligible to play for the Premier League or the Champions League, and he will only be able to play in the local cup competitions. This means that he is most probably going to remain injury-free until the next season. Now I'm going to fast forward until the end of season 2017-18 to see what happened then. And after that we're going to look 3 more years into the future to see Jorginho's true impact at Old Trafford. And now it's the 2nd of June 2018, the English season has ended. Manchester City are champions with 98 points, which is 15 more than second place Liverpool. Manchester United slumped to 3rd position with 76 points, while Tottenham complete the top 4. Chelsea and Arsenal were left out of the places that provide access to the Champions League. In this season, Huddersfield, Stoke and West Brom were the unfortunate ones to get relegated. Now let's have a quick look at Manchester United and how did their season evolve and whether Jorginho played any part of it. First of all, Jose Mourinho is still the manager, of course. Michael Carrick is the captain, Antonio Valencia the vice captain, while Alexis Sanchez is their new key player. If we look at the tactics screen, we can see that there are no surprises here. Maybe the one surprise is that Daley Blind is playing in the middle of the defense and it's not one of the other central defenders. But that could just be the final game of the season that was played. Now let's have a look at Jorginho himself and whether he played any games. He actually did play 1 game in the Carabao Cup, and that was pretty much it for him that season. His rating in that game was 6.9. In this save we can see that Manchester United actually won the Carabao Cup, so let's have a quick look at their fixture screen and see that game, what happened there, so that we can see more about the performance of Jorginho. They were eliminated in the FA Cup 5th round by Manchester City away from home, but they won the Carabao Cup, so this is good for them. The final was against Burnley. Alexis Sanchez scored in the 3rd minute, then Ashley Barnes equalized just after the halftime break when later in the game Anthony Martial scored the winning goal. Jorginho was substituted in that game, but he had a good game, relatively speaking, of course. Now I'm going to fast forward 3 more years into the future so that we can see how things develop with Jorginho and does he have a meaningful impact in his new team. Alright, the year now is 2021 and let's have a look at what happened in the Premier League. First off, we start with the year where we left off, season 2017-18, Manchester City, were champions that year. Year after that, Manchester City managed to defend their title when they accumulated 88 points, which was 9 more than second place Manchester United. Arsenal and Chelsea completed the top 4. Then in the 3rd year here, Manchester City claimed a 3rd successive title, 1 point above Manchester United with 88 points, and Arsenal and Liverpool finishing in the top 4. And in the final season, Manchester City won a 4th successive title in the Premier League. This is very impressive stuff from Pep Guardiola, I imagine. Let's have a quick look. Yes, indeed, Pep Guardiola is still their manager. Manchester United finished in 2nd position again with 83 points this time, while Arsenal and Chelsea completed the top 4. Now looking at Manchester United's overview screen, Jose Mourinho is still their manager. Captain is Marek Hamšík, so they bought the Slovakia international player. We're going to have a look at the transfer screen soon. Alexis Sanchez is their vice captain and key player is Paul Pogba. Looking at the tactics screen, we can see that they have a lot of new players, including Kondogbia, who has been bought as well. Dele Alli is here, Bril Embolo is also playing on the right wing, and Antoine Griezmann is up front. So we have a lot of new names here. Mario Fernandes on the right fullback position, Tete in the left fullback position. So a lot of interesting things have happened apparently. Let's have a look at Jorginho, and is he still in that team or has he been sold? Let's have a look. Jorginho is now in Manchester United under 23, so apparently he has not had a very impressive time at Old Trafford. And as you can see, in his first season we already saw he only played 1 game, but then in his second season he played only 14 games, 2 of which he came as a substitute, scored 4 goals, managed to do 3 assists with the average rating of 7.25, which is not bad at all, to be honest. This is actually really impressive. But apparently Jose Mourinho did not trust him to play any more games in the next seasons. So in the third season he only played 1 cup game, and in the last season he did not play any games at all. Let's have a look. Is this due to injuries? No, it's not. He was actually quite healthy during his stay at Old Trafford, so it's just about his manager's preference not to use him. This is very interesting turn of events. Now let's focus on the transfers that were made by Jose Mourinho in that time. In the first season, of course, it was only Jorginho. Then in the year after that they did not buy anyone. On the other hand, they sold Matteo Darmian, Marcos Rojo, Sergio Romero. You can see that Darmian went to Leipzig, Red Bull Leipzig, Rojo to Olympique Marseille, Romero to Celtic, and those were the main transfers that year. Year after that, Antoine Griezmann was brought from Atletico Madrid for staggering £89 million, while Marlos came from Shakhtar. I'm not familiar with that player, Marlos. He's Ukrainian. I imagine that he's actually Brazilian. Yeah, indeed. So Marlos, he's a Brazilian player who has a second nationality in Ukraine, and he's a right winger. Geoffrey Kondogbia, as we already saw, came from Inter. Marek Hamšík from Napoli. Daniel Alves was brought on a free transfer from PSG, while Jean-Michel Seri was brought from Nice on a free transfer as well. In the meantime, he has already been sold, and we are going to see that on the right side probably in the next year. Diego Godin was also brought from Atletico Madrid. In the outgoing section, James Wilson was sold to Bolton, Andreas Pereira to Tottenham. We see that we have some free transfers there, and Demetri Michel was sold to Millwall. In the final season, Mario Fernandes was brought from CSK Moscow, Dele Alli from Tottenham for £57 million, Bril Embolo was purchased from Schalke for £68 million, while Edon Žegrova, I'm not familiar with that name, let's see. 22-year-old Kosovo international player. He is a left winger, and I have not seen this player at all. He has played for Genk, and before that he has played for Sint Trudense. Before that he started in his Kosovo academy team Pristina. Heinz Lindner, this is a goalkeeper from Austria. He has been brought probably to replace Sergio Romero. And Kenny Tete has been brought from Barcelona. So Kenny Tete went to Barcelona from Olympique Lyon. You can see here the turn of events that happened. Ajax, Olympique Lyon, Barcelona, and then Manchester United. In the outgoing section, Cameron Borthwick-Jackson left the team to West Ham, Dean Henderson to Stoke, Joel Pereira to Nice, Jesse Lingard was sold to Chelsea for £27 million, while Jean-Michel Seri was sold to Red Bull Leipzig for £14.5 million, and finally Timothy Fosu-Mensah was sold to the same team from Leipzig for £7 million. Now switching our attention to the English Cup competitions, and first off is the FA Cup, where Liverpool won the first one, Chelsea claimed the trophy in season 2018-19, while Manchester United claimed it and won the FA Cup in the next year. And in the final year, Manchester City were victorious and won against Newcastle in the final 3-2. Let's see what happened in the Carabao League Cup. This trophy was won by Manchester United in the first season. We already saw that in the final against Burnley. Years after that, Liverpool, Arsenal and Manchester City were victorious and claimed the trophy. Next off are the European competitions. We start with the Europa League, and in the first season Tottenham were victorious after beating Lazio in the final 1-0. Before that they eliminated Fenerbahce, Arsenal and Real San Sebastian on their way to the final. In the next year, Arsenal won in an all-English final against Liverpool 2-1. Arsenal also managed to eliminate Sporting Clube de Portugal, Benfica and Monaco on their way to the final. In the third year, Liverpool were victorious in the second most important European competition after beating Valencia in the final 2-1. Liverpool also eliminated Tottenham after beating them on away goals in the semi-final. They also managed to defeat PSV Eindhoven and Borussia Mönchengladbach on their way to this final. And in the final season, Chelsea won an all-London final actually. They defeated Tottenham 2-1 in that game that was played at the Kuip Stadium, and they also eliminated Hertha Berlin in the semi-final, Red Bull Leipzig in the quarter-final, and Shakhtar Donetsk on their way to the trophy. Moving one tier up to the Champions League, where in the first season Barcelona won against Real Madrid 1-0. They also eliminated Roma, Bayern Munich and Dortmund on their way to that trophy. Second year Barcelona won again, this time against Atletico Madrid 2-0 in that final. They defeated Tottenham, Juventus and Shakhtar on their way to the final. Third season Barcelona were playing again, but this time they lost against Juventus. The Italian team eliminated Real Madrid, Manchester City and Chelsea on their way to the trophy. Manchester United were eliminated in the first knockout round from Paris Saint-Germain. Just moving in the previous year to see what happened with Manchester United. They eliminated Lazio in the first knockout round but lost to Real Madrid in the quarterfinal. And in the first year they were eliminated by Roma after defeating Porto in the first knockout round. Now, in going back, this is the final season where Manchester United were victorious in the Champions League, this time against Bayern Munich. They won 1-0. Let's see that final game. Are we able to actually have a look at it? Yes, indeed. Paul Pogba scored the winning goal in the 21st minute, and Nemanja Matic was voted player of the match. Apparently, Nemanja Matic has been transformed into a central defender, at least for that game. In any case, Manchester United managed to eliminate Manchester City on away goals in the semi-final, Juventus in the quarter-final and CSKA Moscow in the first knockout round before they claimed the title at Westfalenstadion. Now finally, looking at the World Player of the Year awards, 2018 Lionel Messi won that award, second place was Coutinho and in third place was Cristiano Ronaldo. Year after that, surprisingly, Vitolo from Atletico Madrid won the award, the right midfielder. Very surprising turn of events here in year 2019. Eden Hazard was second, Philippe Coutinho was in third place. And in year 2020, Philippe Coutinho claimed the award with Ronaldo in second place and Thomas Lemar going third. So apparently Jorginho's transfer to Manchester United was not a really successful one, and we'll see if such a transfer happens in reality, if things are going to be much different. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That way you're going to receive notifications for when I upload new videos. In the meantime, you can also check out my social media. Links will be provided in the description below. Let me know what you think about this experiment and what would you like to see next. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Once again, thank you for watching. Until the next time, bye!